Now, more of Illinois Rising, presented by the Illinois Opportunity Project, the only show directly addressing the problems and solutions for Illinois. Now, from AM 560, here's Dan Proft.
Dan Proft back with Pat Hughes in this edition of Rising. And Pat, the 1% property tax cap proposal that's being advanced by Illinois Opportunity Project, this is now in petition form. There's an effort afoot to get the requisite number of signatures to get an advisory question on the 2018 ballot that would have to be filed by next spring. And it's several 100,000 signatures, so it's a big undertaking. And it's only advisory, so it's not binding, but it certainly would drive the discussion in a state where you have the highest property taxes in the nation. Again, on just comparing Illinois to the national average. National average, 0.9% property taxation as a percentage of home value. Illinois, 2.3%. So 2.5 times the national average. In some of the suburbs, the collar counties, you're talking about a multiple of even that, 3.5, 4.5, 5% of home value in terms of the property tax rate. And so, of course, it's making Illinois a home equity desert. We've got the research that my newspapers have done, all housed at defendhomeowners.com, which is also where the petition is housed for people who want to download it and participate. But speak to the importance of this issue as something that's not only a pressing policy matter, but also a way to frame the political discussion for the 2018 cycle.
Yeah, so Dan, I always use the example of Grays Lake, Illinois. If you buy a house in Grays Lake for $300,000, right, which means you're making $75,000-$80,000 a year to afford a house like that, you have to pay $16,000 in property taxes. So the first $21,000 pre-tax income that you make goes to pay your property taxes, and it doesn't leave a lot of money left over for everything else you need to live. And so the way it's set up now is unsustainable. So the reason why this is so important is the value of people's ability to afford college, retirement, to live a successful life has always in America been based on the value of their home. And currently the way this works is the homes are being used as collateral to finance systems, including, school systems and teacher pension systems that are wildly out of whack and unsustainable. And as a result, there's no wealth being accumulated except being spent out to the state and to the local municipalities. Why this is important politically is because everybody either owns a house or pays rent to an owner who has to pass the cost of property taxes along in their rent. And this is the type of thing that can change the nature of how people view politics and what's being spent. If we were able to ever successfully get a 1% cap, you would return home equity back to people, and you would force local governments and state government to look at their wild spending and be forced to put it in the line and in control, and that's why it's so important.
Yeah, I mean, just to give some comparisons to try and frame this and make it tangible, and you can get, by the way, individual reports on your home, property tax report on your home at defendhomeowners.com. You just type in your address, it'll give you the report, which tells you, it has a lot of information about local government spend, about the property taxes you would be paying on a similarly valued house in a different state, about the opportunity cost, how much more home you could have bought if you weren't paying the confiscatory property taxes in Illinois. But to make this tangible, one example I use often, Aurora, Illinois, middle-income community. Aurora, Colorado. 2 homes sold the same week at the end of March of this year. 5-bedroom home in Aurora, Illinois. 4-bedroom home in Aurora, Colorado. About $250,000 round numbers for both homes. In Aurora, Illinois, the property tax bill, $8,400. In Aurora, Colorado, $840. And it's not just the $8,000 spread year over year, it's the negative multiplier of that spread on your home value and resale value, which is why it is next to impossible to get a return on investment in your home, as you say, the source of so much wealth creation historically. But you can't do it in Illinois because you can't keep up in terms of market valuation with the negative multiplier of spiraling property taxes.
Yeah, and the problem we have is that we're surrounded by a bunch of states, including like Indiana, for example,
which has this system,
who have implemented this system. And, there are wonderful places, Carmel, Zionsville, other places to live in Indiana and Indianapolis, and businesses are going there. So our direct competitors are killing us on this. But here's another sort of secondary point that
and by the way, just in the quickly on Indiana, that has what we're proposing in force since 2010. In Indiana, the 1% hard cap as a percentage of home value shall not increase until you have a capital event, meaning sell or improve your home. In Indiana, they have schools there.
Yeah.
They have police departments. They have fire departments. They have local units of government. They have regional, county governments as well. They have a state government. So the idea that this can't be done, well, it is being done.
Well, and they're cleaning our clock. I think I heard you say at an event we were at yesterday that 15 years ago, Indiana was the laughing stock for us, and now that's reversed.
Right.
Here's the other dirty little secret of how this is structured, right? These property taxes are paid at the local level to local units of government. Almost ostensibly all that money goes to pay for schools. And parents are so panicked about what happens during the window of education for their kids' public school that you can convince them to spend almost anything for fear that they're not going to get a quality education, even though putting more and more money into education does not lead to the output of better education. But because that system's in place, the politicians who want to continue to raise your costs will always tie it to the betterment of your schools. And the parents in those districts are loath to stop it for fear that their kids won't get the education that they want to provide them. And they all think their schools are great even when they're not, because no parent wants to admit they have their kid in a bad school.
Well, and here's the thing. This is the conversation that we have to have across the board because this touches on so many issues. And this initiative is a way to drive that conversation, to flesh out some of the arguments that are being made, the good ones and the specious ones, and just provide data for the people. Go to defendhomeowners.com, get the data. You can start to look at it, ask questions, talk to your neighbors. Don't just listen to us. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to your real estate professional friends, and be part of this discussion. The only way you're going to change this system that is creating a home equity desert, the only way you're going to take back your home, lest you let the government take it, is to engage and have this discussion and get the information and share the information. So again, the website is defendhomeowners.com. Information on your home, as well as the petition for this advisory ballot question, and hopefully a 1.5-year long conversation into the 2018 election cycle.